Hello, everyone. Welcome to General Psychology, PSY 2012. This is Dr. Rivera. In this video, I'm going to quickly show you how to navigate through Canvas. First of all, when you enter Canvas, it'll take you to our home page, and our home page is going to look something like this. If you scroll down, the first thing you're going to see is the schedule, and this is separated by week, and you'll notice that towards the bottom, the tests are listed. If you click on any of these links, I'm going to click here on this chapter 7, it'll automatically take you to the module, and you'll see that it'll jump down to the correct chapter. And you'll notice that in the chapter module, you'll see a link for video and resources. So if you're unsure about something and you want to listen to the lecture again, you have access to the lecture in these little videos. And these are just mostly videos of me talking, but some of them are videos of interesting topics that are found on the internet. Now, again, from the home page, if I continue to scroll down, you're going to see a bunch of icons. And these icons are mostly directions if you are confused about what you have to do in one of the assignments. So, for example, here are the pre-readings. This is something you'll do every week. And you'll notice it gives you a quick explanation and then the actual links to all the assignment. I'm going to click on this first one to give you an idea. You'll notice that this is for chapter 1, which will be the first chapter we go over. And you're going to look for this yellow highlighted text is going to tell you the exact things that you have to turn in. So for example, you got to turn in an outline for chapter 1, a bulleted list in the summary section, and then at least 10 of the terms in the back of the book. And then there are these feedback questions, which you're going to find down here where it says answer the feedback question. Now, if you're a little confused, that's okay. I'm going to explain this all in class again, but when you're going to do the outline, you have to go to the book, and you'll have access to the book through McGraw-Hill Connect. And so this is what the McGraw-Hill Connect is going to look like, and you'll have access to opening the book from there. And what I'm going to do is I have to do a summary. So I'm going to go over here to the table of contents, and I'm going to go to chapter 1. And you'll notice that here is the outline for the most part, okay? And the other thing it says is that you have to have a bulleted list. And so the best way to do that is to come to the summary. And again, you could use this to do your outline. And you're going to have a little paragraph that is going to help you summarize for the pre-reading outline. Now, this is just for chapter 1. Every pre-reading is a little different. And so sometimes it's going to ask you to do flashcards or a Venn diagram. Go find the video about the topic and sort of explain it. They're all slightly different, but all of them have a few pictures of what a summary might look like or what the assignment might look like for that. And so you should feel free to look at those to give you an idea of what they might look like, especially if you feel a little confused. Here you see that example. Here's another pre-reading assignment. This person did a little game. And so they're all just slightly different. But the point is to give you an idea of what you're going to be reading about and then give you the opportunity to just get started on doing the reading. If I come back to the icons, you'll see that there's another one called a packet. Here you will have a few files that you have to download, and then those files have assignments, and you'll choose some of the assignments. You're not going to do all of them, but you'll choose some of them to turn in every chapter. And you turn those in just before you take the test week. And this should help you to study a little bit. You should feel free to do this in a group or with pairs. The next icon you see is the Connect icon. When you buy your book, you have to buy this Connect. You can just buy the Connect. It's a little bit cheaper, but it doesn't come with a real book. Instead, you'll get access to the online version of the book. And I definitely suggest that you choose that unless you really, really like reading the book. There's also some participation assignments. Here you can get the tests. I'm going to click on that one. For all of the tests, you have to download Respondus. And Respondus is a browser that allows you to open up Canvas and only Canvas, and it doesn't let you go anywhere else. And you'll be able to download it here. If you have a Chromebook or an iPad, or if your computer is, let's say, Osceola County's laptop that they let you borrow because you're a high school student, you might not be able to download Respondus. In those scenarios, you will have to find a computer that you can download Respondus into so that you can take your tests. If you absolutely do not have any computer, you can't go to your auntie's house or your friend's house to do it, then let me know and I will put your test in the testing center and you can take it there. And I will give you a window so that you can schedule your visit. You'll notice that if you scroll down, all of the tests are here. And then there is also a study guide for each of the tests. And so you should feel free to look over the study guide in order to do the best that you can. The study guides are not graded in any way. They're completely just for you. Okay, back to the icons. You'll notice here that there is an icon called SciTalks. And I want you to think of SciTalks like TikToks. Okay, they are going to be videos that are going to last from 1 to 3 minutes, and you're going to talk about whatever section you choose. But you do have to choose a specific section this week. And whatever you choose, that's the one you're doing. And you'll do 3 of them. One for the first section of the class, one for the second section of the class, and one for the third section of the class. And you'll notice here that they're called first SciTalk, second SciTalk, and third SciTalk. Now you'll notice that there is another icon here called Addendum. This is part of your syllabus. Because of weird laws that just got passed, the syllabus that is over here, that's called simple syllabus, that is just a very basic syllabus. Please come to the addendum in order to see all of the activities that you have to do, all of the requirements, and all of the things that you would normally be in the syllabus. You can download the addendum to the syllabus here, and then if you have a question, you don't want to go through the whole syllabus in the middle of the semester, a lot of the information is separated into these little links. You'll notice that there's also an icon for the notes. You can click here and download the notes that I present in class. So for example, if you're not very good at taking notes, if you have a cast on this semester or any other reason, and you just need access to the notes, they are here. And you'll also can link to the little videos for that specific chapter. There is an icon for the extra credit. There is a lot of extra credit. You should probably consider doing maybe 6 or 7. You cannot get any more than about 600 points. I think it's 550 points. 550 points will translate to be about 40 points in your final exam. And so that translates to about 5 full final grade points. So if you finish with a 75 and you got the maximum amount of points for the extra credit, then you would end up with an 80. Now, if you had a 70 and you got all of the points for the extra credit, then you would end up with about a 75. So the extra credit is really important for getting you to sort of that next step. Under no circumstances is the extra credit going to make up for any missing assignments. Do your late work if you end up with late work, because those are going to be worth way more points than the extra credit. So keep that in mind. Now, the last thing I want to point to is when you come back to the schedule, you'll see that there is a first day video. You probably clicked on this to watch this video. And then there is another link called orientation assignments. And if you click on that, again, it'll take you to the modules and you'll see that there's a few things here. It'll explain what the book is and what it looks like, some information on how to buy the book. Over here, there's going to be information about the McGraw-Hill Connect so that you can register. And down here, you'll have the assignments for this week. Some of them are simple enough. They are just quick little connect videos and questions. This one you might have a little bit of a hard time with. Here you have to choose your section in the book. And so you can click on that and it'll give you a quick step by step. But I'm just going to show you here as well. So first, you're going to go to people. You're going to go to groups. Now, yours will look a little different from mine. For example, you won't have these tabs up here. Um, you'll just have the group tab. And yours will also have a link right around here that says join. Now you're going to choose the sections of the book that you want to do, and you're going to click join. Now, this is not a group project. This is just how we're going to choose the sections that you're going to do. Now, I did mention that you have to choose 3 sections of the book to do a SciTalk video on. But one of the problems is that if you click on join in 2 groups that are from the same section, it will take you out of the first section that you chose for yourself. So you have to make sure that you choose from different groups. So you'll notice here that one of them says second SciTalk. Well, that means that if you join this one, you can't choose anything else that says second SciTalk. You have to scroll down, okay? Um, Mine has tabs, but remember yours won't. And find a group that says something different. This one says first SciTalk. So that means that if you click join here, it won't take you out of the second SciTalk group that you already chose. And the same thing is going to be true for the last SciTalk. Um, you're going to choose one from this group as well. That's all you have to do for this week. You don't have to go in and do them. We'll start on that next week. The next thing you'll do is your introduction Flipgrid. You'll click on that and you'll notice that there are some directions here. It says to introduce yourself, and then 2 of these other prompts that you can talk about. The introduction doesn't have to be long. It might be a minute. It shouldn't be more than 5 minutes, but you actually have up to 10 minutes. But it doesn't have to be that long. So I'm going to do this a little bit different. Instead of connecting Flipgrid directly to Canvas, I just gave you the link. And so when you click on that link, it will take you to Flipgrid. Now, you will have to log in with your Flipgrid account. If you don't have one, then you definitely want to make one. I definitely suggest that you use your Valencia email, but I'm going to use Google so you can see kind of the student version. Now, once you're here, you're going to make your Flipgrid. You're going to click record here. And once it loads, you can kind of, press record, change your backdrop, add different lenses, and you should be able to write on the screen as well as put stickers and just play on it to see if there's anything that you would like to use. For the introduction, none of that is really necessary because you're just doing an introduction. But you will use Flipgrid for a couple of the assignments later on. And for those, it will be necessary for you to be able to write something or pull up an image that you can use so that you can do what we call the SciTalks. Then there is the packet quiz. This is also just going to say, did you download the packets? And you're going to click yes. And it might also ask you, did you choose your SciTalk sections? And you're just going to say yes. Obviously, download the packet, choose your sections because you're going to need that. But for the points, make sure that you click on yes. And this participation quiz, you'll notice it's actually due on September 11th, so you have a while to do it. This is so you can make sure that you can open Respondus with your computer. And so it's better to figure out that you cannot open Respondus before you take the test. That way you can sort of figure out what you want to do in order to find a working computer for Respondus. Okay, and then you'll notice that there is a make a ticket in class. For every chapter, I'm going to give you some ticket, and the ticket is going to be a few questions that you have to answer from the book. And you want to have those done before you get to class, because these are the questions that I'm going to ask you directly in class. And so I'm going to call on you and ask you the question, and you're going to explain it to the class briefly. It's not a presentation. You just need to know what the vocab term is, what did the book say, maybe pull out a quote from the book. Very short, very simple, so that we can kind of communicate. And it'll also give you the ability, if you don't get something, to have a question to ask or to move forward the lecture in that way. And then finally, you will see this McGraw-Hill Connect assignment. And when you click on one of those, at first it's going to ask you to register, but I'm already registered, and you'll see that without doing anything, it takes me directly to that assignment. And let me just show you what that is going to look like briefly. You'll notice that this one has some concepts that you need to learn. It will give you the ability to read. First, if you want to, you also have the option to do one of the questions. And then let's say you're like, I don't really remember this. You can click on Need Help and read about the content. And it'll sort of give you a few things to read, so that then you can go back to the question and then answer the question. All right, everyone. If you have any questions, write them down, bring them to class on the first day. You should feel free to email me. The easiest way to email me is through Canvas, going through the inbox. If you have an emergency, you should feel free to text me at my personal phone, but please only use this for emergencies.